seems legit.
Hello, my legitimates. Today I'm doing a video using some of my new quilting templates. I have done one thing with the large size quilt or quilting template, and I did one with the small. Now they're not finished yet. I have just done the quilting, but this is a pocket pal by Lynn's Handmade. And if you look closely, I've done some subtle kind of hexagons on here, just to, you know, make it less plain, but also not too in your face. And then I thought, you know, in true Tory style, we've done something loud. So I have cut out a wench, and we have done the strap, the pocket, and then where the pocket's gonna sit, we're gonna have them going all the way across. So I've lined it up perfectly so they all match. And then I also did just a little bit on the inside. So this one will eventually be all the card slots, but by having the diamonds, everything now has a cool little accent. So if you'd like to see how I've lined all this up, please stay tuned. All right, guys, let's play with the templates. So I've cut out here one wench wallet and one pocket pal by Lynn's Handmade. And this side's got all of the card slot parts. So I haven't got all the pieces here. I've just got the pieces that I want to decorate. So let's start with this one. So I'm going to decorate the plain side, obviously. And you've got a lot of options to do. But I have decided, even though I'm doing like a leopard print lining, I could always change that. But what I want to do is I want to do some hexagons. So I'm going to line it up along this edge. So in the center. So I'm going to use it vertical instead of horizontal. So there's a center line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up along the bottom edge of the blank side like this. And then I'm going to do, I'm not going to draw all of these because in my head it's going to be cooler not to. So I'm going to draw this one. So we're going to go there and there. And then I'm going to draw this one. And then I'm going to draw this one. And then this one. So I haven't drawn this one here, so you don't really see it, but I've kind of got a bit of a pattern going. You can't really see it, but I will show you. So I've just drawn 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't do this one and I didn't do this one. So it's going to have like that kind of a shape to it. And then if I don't like it and I change my mind, I can always come back and add in that other one. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. So that's how I'm going to do that one, because it was a quick one. And this is the large size hexagon ones. So that was the large pattern. This time we're going to do the small set. And I've decided to go with diamonds. In my head, this is going to look very cool, but it's going to take a little bit to work out. So the first thing I'm going to need is an actual ruler. I'm just going to grab my 14 by 1 inch because I love this thing. And I want to go and draw a line 1 inch up from the edge. Then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to go just past halfway. No, I'm going to go halfway. Line that up there. And draw that there. So, because this pocket goes here, what's going to happen is the pattern is going to continue the whole way around the wallet, like so. So I want this always goes on that side. So this is the half, and that's where I want it. Now I want the pattern to sit. No, I think I want it to sit on there. So that's going to work out pretty easy. So I'm just going to line up the middle line that's going through it onto that edge there. And I'm going to kind of go in a little bit because I have to remember I'm going to have some top stitching around this edge. So I'm going to line that up. And it works out that this one is 1 inch from that line anyway. So I probably didn't have to draw that, but it is good to know. So now I'm just going to draw all the parts I need. And it's got these dots so that you know where your pivot point is. So make sure you go along and mark all of those. And we want to go, I'm not going to do this little, actually no, I am going to do this half one. I'm going to go all the way to there, and then that way the pocket will overlap and be fabulous. So we're just going to draw all of the X's. You want to make sure that I'm using an erasable marker so that it will come off. That is important. You can use chalk pencils or those ones that the leather people use. They take a little bit more effort to get off, but they do mark easier. So either or. This is a friction pen that you can get from supermarkets and Officeworks and like half the convenience stores in the world. So these ones are like very easily accessed, which is why I tend to use them. I like stuff that's easy access. So I'm just going along, marking all the crosses and then all the points like that. And so this is what you get. You can see better on this one than the other one. So the point is your pivot point, and then the crosses are where you have to stitch. So then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start from this side because I want this side to line up like this. And I'm going to only go to there, so that one. So you can either do all of your dots first or your lines, or I don't know, whichever way suits you better. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm just gonna come on and make sure that I get everywhere. That's the main thing. So make sure you have like a plan. You can see I'm kind of jumping all over the place. It just means I need to pay more attention where I have and have not drawn. That's all. I'm twisting the pen so that the ball moves, and that way we get all the lines we need. I know this seems like a lot, but you got to trust me on this. It's going to be fabulous. And this is much quicker than having to measure everything out. And there we go. So that's our pattern. Now, if you wanted to, you could then take this and line it up again and do like a couple that kind of filter up as an accent. If you were going to do that, though, you got to remember there's still a strap. So we're not actually going to do that because I need to actually finish this video. So the last thing I want to do is I want to put some diamonds on this because I think it's going to be fabulous. So I need to hold the end together, but we can't stick it together because I haven't put my whatever end I'm doing in. So I'm going to line this up like this to know where the edge is, and you can even pin it if you need to. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, oh, that's going to get in the way. I'm going to line up this, and I'm going to do some vertical ones. This is going to take a little bit more effort. We're going to do there, and then I can put the old point on the point so that I get it nice and in the middle, and then we're going to do another one. And then we're going to do another one. And this is, you know, you don't have to do this, but this is really cute, and it's much quicker to use a template than have to manually do it. In saying that, you can still get this done without the template. It's not 100% necessary. It's just fun. And I'm going to do one more because this bottom edge will have the crisscross to pin it down. So I don't need to worry about that bit. In like that. Dot in like that. So now I've continued the pattern, which, because this sits vertical, will actually still sit the same way as the rest of the diamonds. All right, I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to set up the machine so I can actually stitch it because it's currently set to brown. I don't want to do that. Actually, no, I do. I'm going to do brown on this one. Change my mind. So I'm just going to tilt you over so that you can see better. And I want to go up to a nice long stitch length. You don't want it too short because we don't want to over perforate anything. Now, I'm going to start here. And I'm not going to back stitch, much to, I'm sure, your shock. But I am going to make sure that I'm getting in the corner of everything. It's very important that you get all the corners happening. And then I'm going to go this way. So what I'm going to try and do is do as many lines as possible in a continuous flow. And then I will come back and do the other ones. That's the plan, at least. There. And we should get most of them. And if I had have thought about it more, I would have started in a different spot so I could do all of them. But it's too late for that now. Did you see that? I just moved without having the needle down. That was silly. Needle in the spot. All right, so I'm going to come to here. Now, I don't want to go over the same line twice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out, chop this, and then I'm just going to pull it through to the back and tie it off so that my tails aren't going to constantly be in my way, because that's not what I want at all. And I accidentally just trimmed that. I don't know if you guys all saw what I just did there, but I've cut it really short. It was not intentional, I promise. I pulled too quickly with my snips and it turned out it cut the thread instead. Not really what I wanted to happen. I can still get it done up. It's just going to take an extra minute. And I'm just going to loop through that same bit again and again to get my double knot and tie it off like that. I'm going to leave a longer tail than I normally would. Done. I'm also going to come back to the start point, do this one too, and tie this off just so I can get the tails out of my way. But yeah, if I had a thought more about what I was doing, I probably would have started somewhere different, but it doesn't matter now. So I'm going to start, we want a nice long tail, which is not happening at the moment. Now again, I could have done this in a different color if I wanted to, but I am kind of liking the brown on brown. It'll be more subtle, whereas the other one I'm going to do probably in red and make it loud and in your face. Pull out, trim the tails, go again. So again, I would probably think about the pattern that you stitch so that you have minimal tails. I'm going to tie them all off in a minute because I'm nearly done. But the longer you do this, the more you can have like a thread, I guess. And that one's got to go all the way in the corner and then back to where I officially started. Pull that out, flip it over, and then just start pulling at tails. I like to double or triple knot. You can do as many or as few as you are comfortable with. There's no official right or wrong answer. But once you start doing like 5 or 6, you're going to have like a really long knot thing that might interfere with stuff. It might not, but it might. So again, pulling out the tails, tying them off. Some people also put a dab of glue on here. You can use something like Mod Podge or crafting glue, and that will just help secure the knot a little bit more. Trim, pull at this one. So I'm just working my way along. This was not a long tail that I left to begin with, but still longer than the one that I accidentally cut, so we're fine. And always use your longest half to twirl it round. It'll make it much easier for you in the long run. Also, my nails are starting to get to that too long point and they're now becoming a bit of a hindrance. So I will probably have to go and get them done in the next couple of days. The nails help at like the perfect length. Unfortunately, they only last at the perfect length for like a week or two before my nails get too long. because my nails grow so quick. Unfortunately, they grow quickly and flimsily. So I need the acrylics. One, two, three. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to show you that. I've still got 2 more. I just really wanted you to see the end result. But we got this fun little thing. Let me just pull the thread through so it looks nice. I'll tie it off in a minute. So then this has just got really, really subtle kind of quilt things. And you could put another one here if you wanted to, or you could put one up here. As many or as few as you want. I was just going for something nice and subtle, which is why you can barely see it from a distance, but up close it looks really nice. So that's one way to do it. I'm going to hit pause, change colors, and we'll come back. So again, we're going to leave some nice long tails. And then you can actually start anywhere on this because it's going to... Actually, no, we're going to start here because it's an open one. So we're going to start in... Now I'm not going to backstitch again because I want to be able to just pull it through the back. And then onto that dot. And then down. And then right on that dot. And then pivot back the other way. Pivot. So we're going to do like half the zigzag and then go back the other way. You're going to make sure you get right in that point though, because it's going to make them look nice and even. And even is what I want. One more dot there. So unfortunately, it is a slow and steady game. And you want to make sure you're getting right on those points. So every time I'm doing a point, I'm lifting up my presser foot so that I can manually get it right in that hole to make for a nice, crisp and even zigzag. Until they're diamonds, it's a zigzag. Right on the edge. And then because we're at the edge one, I'm now going to do like a half. And then we go back the other way. So line up right there. And then down. So this is just going to be like a nice little add-on. So if you don't have an embroidery machine and you want to further decorate your stuff, this is a great option. You don't have to have the templates. You can literally just draw some diamonds. But as we saw from my purple video, it is quite time consuming. Nearly went past my dot then. We also need to take off the pen marks and that will make this look a lot neater. I'm lucky I've got a knee lift. Now, because I'm getting close to the end, I'm going to pull this through and tie it off so that it doesn't get in my way. You can also do this when you're at the opposite end, just to make sure that it's out of your way. Like so. Oops. And then that way I've got no tails hindering my beautiful stitch work. Now, if you're doing this on a bag, you may want to, usually you'll do it with the foam, so you'll probably want some kind of a walking foot to help you out there. But that's that along the bottom now. So it looks a little bit like a cross stitch like that, but this one will make it look more like diamonds because that's what they are. So again, we want a nice long tail so that we can tie it off easily. Try to remember to do that. And then these are going to be, we're doing the same motion, but they're going to feel different because they're like longer lines, basically. And you want to make sure you get right to that edge of the diamond so that it looks neat. And then down into the point. So you want to make sure that that circle's there. And then we're just going to go back the other way, and this will create our vertical diamonds. Because I just felt it would look better to have this than the other ones. Because if the strap was plain, it would be the only plain piece. Another thought I've just had is I want to put a couple of diamonds on the inside of the wallet. Alright, I'm back to the start. I'm going to pull all my tails through, but I'm going to pull through one set at a time. So I'm going to pull this one through and tie it off, and then I'll grab the other ones. Again, you could have waited till you got to the opposite end and then pulled the tails. Whatever works out easier for you is pretty much the answer there. So pull that one out. Now I'm thinking on the inside of the wallet, I want like 2 or 3 diamonds. Right, so that's now our strap. So once we fold that over, this end I've left so we can do our crisscross to sew it on. And then this end, I'm going to put my press stud right in the middle there. Or whatever I end up using. So this is the inside. Now I know from experience that we've got like a dot about there and then the card slot starts. So I just want to do something little in the corner here. And again, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So I'm going to go to the equal height so that they are the same height as the outside, just because I think that'll look nice. And I'm going to do 2 wide, like this. Like that. And then I'm going to do 1 above it, like this. So we're going to have this cute little 3 diamonds in the corner. And then that way, every single piece will match and be fabulous. So you just want to kind of think about which way you want to stitch this. Start. I don't know where to start. I'll just start somewhere. It'll work itself out. I want to start at a point. Feels like the easy point. But again, we need to make sure that tail doesn't retract into the machine like it keeps doing. Right. Needle down into the point. We're going to go to the side. I'm going to go all the way to the top. And I'm going to go all the way down. And then to this point. And then up to here. And then pull it out. And then we've just got one more line to do. But again, we need to get rid of these tails because it'll be easier to do now than later. So you can go over the same line twice if you want to. You just have to remember that that line will then be thicker. And that's not what I want, which is why I am painstakingly doing this. Otherwise, I would just backstitch. But on a pattern like this, you're more likely to notice the backstitch. And I don't really want that. I'm going to tie them off. And then, again, with the tail, I saw that. So we're going to start here and stitch down to the point. Go through that same first hole, pull it out, tie it off. And then we've got this cute little diamond pattern. Now, you could just continue them up if you wanted to as well. It's just whatever your brain can come up with, to be totally honest with you. So this is just how to do it on wallets. You do the similar thing on bags, but you'll probably do more than one row. So I would probably be more inclined to do... So if I was going to do a diamond on the bag pattern, so let's pretend Jezebel, I would probably do them 2 layers thick instead of a single row. So I just line it up and do a second layer so that it kind of looks cooler. You could even go... You could do 2 layers of thick ones and then start scattering little ones up. I will get to all of this. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time today to do that, so I just did this little demo instead. But you can pick any kind of contrasting color with your thread. You could do a rainbow thread on black. That would be fabulous. But that's... Where's the other bit gone? I still have to sew that one, but you do get the idea. So we've got everything is now matching and it will all face the same way. And it's just something fun to do. It looks very cute. It looks very much like cross stitch except on here, but that's okay. That's only because I did these 2 lines. If I hadn't done those 2 lines, it would have just looked all like diamonds. Anyway, I hope that was helpful and has been inspirational. Even if you don't get the templates, you can still do this. It'll just take some plotting, but that's okay. If you've got the time, by all means, decorate something like this. It'll be fabulous. If you guys want to see the end result of these, you will have to go into my Facebook group and I will put up a post later once I finish them all because I've got a lot of half-started things now due to all my mini videos. But thank you for watching and I hope that has inspired you. Bye guys.